Afrique, et malheureusement Afrique sans fric. Oh, naso idée. Naso idée. Yendenika. Mais oui, c'est comme ça. Eh oui.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of your favorite podcast. That is Now You Know Podcast. I hope the year has been good to you, 2024. Please do check us out on Instagram at Now You Know Podcast and also on Twitter, aka X, at Now You Know One. I'm here with my good people, Chef Carr, Queen K, Blezo. How we doing, guys?
We're doing
Here.
We are
I hope,
doing.
I hope you guys are taking Carson's notes from last episode and be putting your life into sprints, because these sprints are needed to accomplish all of our goals this year.
Ever since I hit the ground running, I haven't stopped running. While sprinting to the end.
I love it. I wonder how many people Queen K has blocked since our last episode.
At least 4.
This girl loves a block party.
I said,
It's a
keep
party,
saying that.
it's
If you're
a
not
party.
careful, you'll be blocked too.
You guys are petty with that block button. My little sister had to tell me to calm down.
When's your birthday?
You block me, man. I know where you live. I know where you live.
So we know when to hit the button.
Yo.
All right. So, what are we talking about today, guys? Our good friend Blezo is going to give us our topic for the night. Over to you, my good sir. Over to you.
Well. My time to shine. Okay. So early in 2023, I cannot remember exactly what month it was. There was this Nigerian guy. I think his name was Kunle Adeyanju. I'm saying that right. Please, my Yoruba people.
Where?
For me. But he rode his motorcycle from London to Lagos, and it took him several days, months, on that journey. And he kind of did videos and was on Twitter or what's now called X, giving updates, and it got a lot of traction online, and he went viral, and which was good, right? Whatever the cause was, I don't remember exactly what it was, but whatever it was, good for him that he did that. But now I feel like ever since he did that, everybody has just picked up a motorcycle and wants to leave from Europe to Africa. Which is fine, right? People start something, they start a movement, and people start doing it. It's fine. But now, I wonder if those people sit and think about their safety when they travel from one country to another. Not considering how bad the roads are, not considering what goes on in those cities, in those areas of the different countries. I'm not trying to talk bad on any country, but we know how things are. And then also, another thing that, caught my attention to the people who are doing it now is, most of them are Europeans, right? And they're Caucasians. And when they travel from country to country, and they go through customs or border patrol and whatnot, they're being treated very nicely and just, even helping them with directions. You've got all your papers, you're good to go. But now, when it comes to our own brothers, we are not being, I guess, treated the same in our own countries. And so I'm just kind of baffled on why we tend to treat foreigners better than we treat our own people. Not saying that we should treat foreigners bad, but why can't we just treat everybody, equal and not, discriminate? Yeah. So hopefully, what I just painted is as clear as mud. No, but hopefully, you guys kind of understood what my frustrations are.
It's clear as eating ice cream in black and white. No, but I mean, it does make sense. When you said biking from London to Lagos, what I was picturing in my head? So, where's the road? So wait, hold on. So did he get on a plane and fly the bike to the continent, at some point?
Actually, I don't know. Actually, I don't know how he left from, how he did that part. I could not tell you how he did it, but I know that he sent updates of like living from like country to country,
Mm.
and when he reached somewhere, he took a picture with like the locals of that place and posted, and yeah. But I don't know
Okay, I'm
how.
sure. I'm sure once you're
He
in
probably
like
came from the north.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
but getting there, though, I think you probably had to maybe a ferry or plane to bring at least the stuff to the north. Because once you're in the north, you can always bike your way with roads. But from London to
Right,
the continent itself, there was
right,
some particulars that happened.
yeah.
Isn't
Well,
there isn't there a land I know like going to like the Suez Canal, right? Isn't there like a bridge that connects, Middle East to Egypt or somewhere? Or am I
But it's
yeah,
tripping?
you're right.
but it's coming from London, though.
I mean, yeah, of course. If he's riding his bike, then he's gonna, go through different countries and migrate that way, and then going down, right? Unless, like you said, he goes like plane at some point to cross the ocean, or the
Yeah,
only other
and
option you would have is to go the other way.
Beyond the
yeah,
point, though.
yeah. So anyway, let's get back to the point of this conversation. So pretty much what Blezo just, thank you for sharing. What Blezo just described is a lot of times when us African, we travel within the continent itself, we do find a lot of difficulties for one reason or another. But when foreigners, mainly, our white foreigners do come into the continent, they get, VIP treatment. All right, and we don't get the same treatment, even though we are natives of those countries, and we're trying to figure out why that is. Because we've all experienced it, right? So, personal experience, I've seen it many times. There are times where I was in the country where it worked in my favor, having an American passport, but other times where I've been in other countries, I've been, treated a lot different than, people of, the white color. But I mean, it's kind of difficult to pinpoint exactly why it happens. I've thought about it, and I mean, I don't know, because the thing I always ask is, if us, African, we were to go to these people's countries, would they give us the same VIP treatment?
No.
All right. So thank you, Queen K. So now the question is, if the answer to that question is no, why are we breaking our backs, to give them that treatment, right? Now, to Blesso's point, it's not that we don't want them to give them this treatment. We just want them to give us that same treatment, right? It should be all fair. Everybody going through, whether it's customs or, getting out of the airport, it should all be the same kind of treatment. Now, we're trying to figure out why that happens. So, I mean, I don't have an exact answer. I'm hoping that, my fellow travelers, Carson has like 100,000 miles on his belt, so maybe he.
Yeah, let's not do that. Considering that you are the person who just came from where exactly?
Timbuktu.
That's what I thought.
Can I
But,
answer, even though
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
know as much as
definitely. Yeah, jump in.
So Africans have this complex of white people being like God, quote unquote, right? The savior complex. Because I feel like it all stemmed back to free slavery days when the Europeans came to these African countries and they came with the intentions of like stealing their land, of course. But after they did all that, they traded with them. You give me your people, I'll give you newer innovation, I'll give you guns, I'll give you buildings, I'll give you all these things, if that makes sense. So from the beginning of time, we've been trained to think that they are our saviors because that's what they did when they first came. They didn't save us, let's get that straight. But that's what they quote unquote did when they first came to Africa. Like, they did all these things for us in exchange for our people. So they see as white people as like the ones with the money, the ones that are educated. While with us, it's like, what can you do for my country? Like, or are you going to Are you going to give us money? Are you going to rebuild our country? The white man has multiple facilities, buildings, all these things, but we can't achieve, us Africans can't achieve anything. That's how they think. In my opinion, that's how I think it all stemmed from.
Yeah, you mentioned something about Africans thinking of the white man as some kind of what, like a superior person or whatever.
Hmm.
It reminded me of this novel in Cameroon called I think it's Kenjo by Kenjo Wanjombam, The White Man of God. It basically just talks about, young boy growing in a Cameroonian village that's like little divided in the middle because of the arrival of white people and missionaries. Yeah. So when you said that, that's what that reminded me of. But yes, it kind of goes back to this thing where we think of, everything that shines bright is gold or is better. And so we kind of treat them that way. The white person is better. We have to like do whatever they need. We have to respect them. So I find it very hard to understand. And I also think like we've heard this, phrase or whatever in Cameroon that like if you're American and you go back home and something happens to you, the American government is going to come back and is going to come to Cameroon and and find whoever did whatever they did to the American. And so I think part of it also is that like fear and just fearing the white person or fearing the foreigners in a way. Because also this is also going to connect to something that happened with one of these people that are now traveling to Africa on motorbikes. So there were some two police people in Nigeria that got fired recently. They lost their jobs because this lady, I think she's from Denmark, not Denmark, the Netherlands. Hold on. So she's currently going through, the whole journey. I think her name is Ichi Boots or something like that. So there's this episode where she posted on YouTube where she's in Nigeria and she gets stopped by like these police people and then they're asking her for money. And it's recorded, on the camera. And so it kind of goes viral. And those two police people are fired, terminated from the police force. Excuse me. Okay, one side of it, I'm looking at like, okay, yeah, like, they're doing the job, they're firing them, like they're setting a standard, setting an example for everybody else. But at the same time, I'm like, how many other police people stand on the road and collect money from people every single day? Even those people who are firing the two police people, I'm sure at some point they have collected money on the roads. They have extorted people, they have collected money. But now, because a European came and caught it on camera and it went viral, now they're firing people to quote unquote set an example. That's just something that like really grinds my gears. But
Grinds your gears in.
Big words, eh?
It grinds his gears. What gear are you in now?
Yeah.
2? Are you in gear 2 now?
And I
Has been
also
running the whole time, so it's gear 4 at least.
I've been gay.
this might be an unpopular opinion, but I'm going to say it.
We love unpopular opinions.
So I feel like some Africans, not all, because I'm excluded. I love being African. But I feel like some Africans truly hate being darker. Like they hate it. Because you don't like in Nigeria, these bleaching creams are so popular. You see women trying to bleach their skin, become lighter. Like some of them truly, sadly, hate themselves, just hate their skin, they hate their color because they think that being dark or African isn't good enough. So I feel like with that self hatred reflects how they treat their own people. Because since they already don't like themselves, why would they treat their own people with the same respect? Of course, you're going to treat the white man better. You don't even like yourself. So, because at one point in my life, I'm saying this from kind of experience, one point in my life, I didn't like being dark. And I think it was because of the fact that like I kept on hearing like dark is ugly, all that stuff. There was a period in time in those world where it was terrible being a dark skinned woman. I mean, it hasn't gotten better, but it was way worse. So in my head, I used to just hate the way I looked. And I'm thinking, like, why can't I be white? Like, why can't I be white? Look at all these. Like, I wouldn't think you guys were like anything less, but I was just yearning to be white. Now ask me to be white, I say God forbid. But not like there's anything wrong with white people, but I just love being black too much. But so it's just sometimes it's just self hatred. That's what I believe.
You have a point. There was a point where, I mean, it's more recently that it's I guess considered cool to be African. Back
Mhm.
then everyone kind of shied away from their African roots. That was before the dashiki era. You guys remember the dashiki era, right?
Dashiki started all of
When
it.
when the dashiki era came about, everybody was wearing a dashiki from head to toe, daily basis. Dashiki. But I think you guys talk about respect. For me, is it so? I question that because is it like respect or is it fear? Right? I don't think
Yeah.
it's more. I don't think it's more. I don't think it's respect. Right? It's more of fear. Like when you see, it's like for example, when you see your boss walk into the office, right, and maybe you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. What do? You quickly adjust, right?
Mhm.
You quickly adjust because it's not necessarily. You mean you obviously respect them, right? But at that point in time, you're fearing something could happen. Maybe you
Right.
lose your job. Things like that. So when you see, when I guess people that work at the airport or seaport or custom whatever, I think when they see a white person, I think they they fear for their position, right? They fear that if they don't give them the best service, they could
Mhm.
lose your job, right? Because
Mhm.
one thing Africans don't do, I know Carson does it, is reviews and feedback, right? Africans don't do that, right? Because the process to do a review and feedback is just long and daunting that us Africans don't have the patience to sit and do it. But the average white person is going to make sure that they give that review. And guess what? That can lead you to lose your job. So I think it's not a matter of respect. It's more of there is fear. Like, you see a white person, you adjust, right? You fix your tie, you make sure your buttons, you make sure everything is perfect. You give them the best service. And now when you see your fellow countryman, Oga.
Right.
So it's to me it's more of fear than respect.
Yeah. And I really agree with what you're saying. That's more fear and respect because even even sometimes, like when you travel, so for example, if you travel to Cameroon now and you have a passport, right? You have an American passport and you guys get stopped, by the police or gendarme or wherever stops you guys on the road. And you sometimes when you give your passport, they're like, oh my God, like take your passport and be going. Like we don't want your ballot, right? And then they're the ones that would take your passport and be like, aha, Mr. American. You
Mr.
mean to
Money.
tell me you have come all the way from America without something for us for Christmas? So so it was there are times when it's not just, a white person or Caucasian person, but it's just having something foreign in like a place that, they respect or they're fearful of, like America. They see American passport, they're like, take your passport and be good. We don't want any trouble.
Yep.
So I do agree that it's more fear than, respect.
Chef Carr.
He's been quiet,
Yeah.
man. He's been pondering,
Nah.
reflecting.
So here's the thing, right? Because like the thing is, I feel like we're all on the same page with this. So like, I didn't want to be on the same page with y'all, so I really just wanted to disagree. So I'll be honest with y'all.
That's a fake
So
thing to do.
Wow.
so
I feel bad for your
so
wife. Please, you're gonna always have something opposite to say from her.
Wow.
no,
Just to
no,
say,
you don't need to feel bad
Exactly,
for my
just to
wife. She'll have
frustrate her.
sense. My wife will have sense. She'll understand how to deal with me, unlike
Let's
some
hold
people.
on. Hold on. Hey, pause. I think we need to go into
What?
Carl's corner right now.
Ah man.
I think this is the very first time in Carson's 30 years of existence that has mentioned the word white.
wow. Oh my
Hold
God.
on.
So we need to pause and have a moment of silence for Chef
I'm
Carr and
telling
clap
you.
for this boy.
A moment of silence for our brother Carl. Wow. Wow. That's true. I've never heard you mention
Never
something
heard
like
him
that.
mention those four-letter word like that. Never heard it of that boy's mouth.
Wow.
I mean, Blezo, am I ready to plan very soon, eh?
You
I
have a marriage
doubt
plan
it.
soon.
I
You have to
doubt it. You
believe.
guys probably still have a good 5 to 10 more years.
Damn though.
I'll
Damn.
probably get
Damn,
married
though.
before he does.
Damn though.
That's
Nothing wrong
actually
with that,
cap,
though.
but it might be cap, but who knows? But
Nothing wrong with that.
As long as it happens.
Let somebody even do me arranged
it
marriage.
was it's
I'll
literally
take
just
it.
this.
That's what I'm saying. At
I
this point, you
turned
guys
it
have to
back
do
and
arranged
turned it back.
marriage with him.
Kay said that she was gonna get married before me, which I disagreed. Because if I wanted to get married right now, who knows? I might just boom boom boom. I might
Boom,
elope
boom, boom.
like some people we know. It's like,
Easier
let me
said
stop playing.
than
Let me stop
done.
playing. Let me stop playing. Let me
Okay,
stop playing. Let me stop
you're
playing. Let me
turning
stop playing.
32.
Hey, I beg, don't add my age. What is this? Hey,
Oh, Belner,
yeah, let's
your
not do that.
birthday's coming out.
Yeah. In a few.
Hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So he
You
goes
ain't
first,
even-
and
you ain't
I'm
even
right
know.
after.
My
You ain't even know.
23rd,
Damn, though.
my 23rd birthday. Ooh-wee.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Chef
I mean,
Carl, you
but
have the
back to
floor.
disagreeing with y'all. Right? As much as I want to disagree, I can't disagree too much. So since Kay decided to make some comments, let me address some of the things she said first, right?
Yeah.
So she mentioned, some things about, having an inferiority complex at some point in time, right? Wanting to be light skinned and stuff like that, which I can see why, but as a lot of us, that lived in Cameroon growing up and stuff like that, I think some of it is also like conditioning, in regards to like how what we see in the media, you look at movies, you look at action movies, which is what as guys we're mostly fancy. Those are the movies we fancy the most. You don't see any black action stars, at least back then. If you think about it, really, the main stars were people like Van Damme or Terminator, guys like that, Rambo,
Schwarzenegger.
stuff like that.
Any
Yeah.
black guys were the first to die.
Literally, the only one we really had was Michael Power, but even then, it was like, bruh, that's one
And
person. So like,
Vin Diesel.
we didn't care about Vin Diesel back then.
Seth Tarzan was white.
Even Tarzan was white. Exactly, right. So they always had this savior complex, right? Which is, part of those things where it's like at some point in time, like as much as we don't necessarily think it, it becomes ingrained in our culture where we expect them to come save us, expect them to come do certain things. So as much as they might see us and treat us differently, it's a subconscious thing, right? They look at white people as, they look at white people with reverence, towards like what they can potentially do and things like that. But it's also because white people also are very good at making sure that there are consequences to a lot of actions that go on. So like Blesso said, if they see someone with a blue passport and they're white, they're going to treat you differently as opposed to you being that person, because we don't go that extra step, that extra mile to make sure that these people do suffer the consequences for their actions or reap the consequences of whatever positive behaviors that they do take place, right? Whether it's given a positive review, a positive kudos, or a negative. So I think it's also partially our fault in that extent to go ahead and try to make some changes to make things like this not be the norm and not happen again. And obviously it's easier said than done because we know where we live at. And if you want to take on this struggle by yourself, good luck.
Yeah. I do. I mean, with the frustrations that come from the vlogs of people traveling, I do think that there's also some good things that have come up because you watch the episodes on YouTube. I mean, I watched the episodes, so I mean, obviously, like it's catching my attention. There's something I like about it that's making me go back to it. And then you see moments like where, for example, they stop by and then they ask for directions, and people are so kind and people help them out when they're stuck in like mud on the bad roads and stuff like that. And you hear them make comments like, "Oh my goodness, the people in Cameroon are so nice, or the people in so and so country are so nice." So, I mean, at least they're also, exposing how kind, we are back home. And so, I mean, there's some good things that come out of it.
I agree. And you just have to think about it too, right? Because like in Cameroon, how many times did we see a white person in the flesh?
Right. True.
So there's an
Mukala,
excitement.
don't be frightened.
Exactly. But even that Mukala is black. like, but if you see an actual
Yeah.
white person with the hair and all that stuff, you're gonna treat them different because there's a different level of excitement that you
Right.
see because it's someone that you've only seen on your screen. You've never seen them in
That's
person.
true.
So when that comes in, you're gonna try to be more, and as Cameroonians specifically, we're very hospitable people. We would treat
Yeah.
someone we don't know way better than someone we do know. Even if it was a
Factos.
Nigerian with a Nigerian passport, they came in there, they would get better treatment than us. If they look at our name, you can tell where someone's from by their name and just know exactly, okay, yeah, from here. I don't care if you have a different color passport, it doesn't matter. You're from here, so they'll give you that home treatment as opposed to the hospitality that you would give, another guest.
Yeah.
Not saying that it's right, but it's one of those things we have to deal with. But to go back to disagreeing now, another thing too is like I think we just need to be exposed, and I say we, I see the people back home, be exposed to how white people really are, like some of the dumb stuff that they do, like how, and I hate to say this, how dirty they are. Because if we knew, trust me, my friend, we would not be treating them the same. If we know they don't bathe
Not
on a
doing
regular
that.
basis, like
I'm
we
not
know,
doing that.
like we know we would not treat them differently. I would do that. I'm that guy who would do it. But they're not clean people most of the time. Like, yes, you have a few that are the same. Like there's even another viral clip where these people said, "Oh, I never knew only poor people use washcloths."
I
Like
saw that.
literally, like it was a popular thing. It's like, bruh,
Chineke.
even Cameroon, we use kucha. Like, come on, bro. Like, if we're exposed to some of these things, I can guarantee you, like, a lot of that excitement around, seeing the Caucasian stuff like that will change too. We just don't know the reality as to exactly how they really are. The majority of them really are. Not saying they're all like that, but there's a good amount that are not like that, and they only show
There's
us
also,
the savior
there's
side.
also there's also a good amount of people back home that do the same crap.
I know, but if you know you're the same as this other person, you're doing the same crap, and this person's doing
Exactly.
the same
Why
crap.
the level playing field.
Exactly.
You don't see
But
them as
when you
higher.
think
You
someone
see them
is
as the same as you.
Exactly.
or beneath you, so your treatment is going to be, different. So I just think we need to be exposed to their actual reality, and that will all change.
Well said. Well
So
said.
yeah,
All right.
we're not
Let's
here
go.
to shame anybody.
Except Blezo. We're going to shame you.
Yeah, and no Carson's Corner, please. I beg, skip
No,
that.
we already had it now. We already had it.
We had
Oh,
it.
okay.
We already had
No,
it. We're
because
proud of
normally
it.
there's always
silence.
there's a story that always comes up with Carson's Corner.
No,
I'm
this
just like,
one
bruh.
was just happened. Yeah, it just happened today. It's
Yeah,
very.
I think in 2024 we retire Carson's Corner. We
No,
need
we
to find
cannot.
someone else's corner. We
We
have to find
cannot.
someone else's corner because what is
Until
this?
you
Not do
change
something
as a
like that.
man, then we'll retire it.
Until I do what?
Change as a man.
I don't understand what that means, but sure.
Me neither. That's why I asked again. I'm like, bro, what?
Until you
I think
change
it goes
your
back
ways.
to the. Oh,
Until
okay.
you change your ways.
Okay, I understand. I'll change my ways when you stop considering your transitioning stuff.
Away.
I'm not
Now you know.
transitioning into
Now
a-
you know.
I'm transitioning
Exactly. Now
into
you
We
know.
move. We move.
into
We
a
move.
better
We move indeed.
person.
We are moving into our first segment.
She said a better person. Hey, what? hey.
A better blocker. All right, guys, let's go.
Shows the way.
Let's go. All right. So today we're gonna go into our very first segment, which is the African proverb.
But if you could go and see how they live, then you discover how savage they are, so much wilder than we.
Today's proverb comes from the Republic of Benin.
Benin
Who
Republic.
has gone to Benin?
I want to go
but-
so badly. You know where I want to go? Botswana.
Where's
What?
Benin?
Can I go where?
Karen, where's
Botswana?
Benin?
Wait, how do you pronounce it?
Bot,
No, it's Botswana.
like robot.
Bot.
Botswana.
Then how do you
Hey,
pronounce it? Educate me.
Bot.
Botswana.
Botswana.
Oh, Botswana. Sorry.
There you go.
You said
Sorry.
Botswana.
Sorry to
But
anybody
Kate-
that listening is from that country. I apologize.
What if you actually
Okay,
right and
where's
I'm wrong?
Benin?
I know, right?
Huh?
Where's Benin?
Benin is close to it's. You know how Africa is shaped like
It's by
It's
Nigeria.
it's
That's what I
small.
gotta
It's a
say.
very small country, and it's around that area of like Sierra Leone and no,
I didn't say
it's on
Just
the
say,
anything.
coastline.
just say it's by
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria.
Yeah, it's not that coastline though.
Yeah. I knew
Or
you
is
didn't
it like
know.
closer to Morocco? But it's
Just
never
say
eat
it's by
soggy waffles.
Nigeria.
It's on the west, right?
You know where Nigeria is, right?
Yes,
You know where Togo is, right?
yes.
Okay, it's there.
Okay, but you guys act as if I was like all far away from
Where's
it.
Togo? No, she said she knows where Togo
You're in
is.
the
Where's Togo?
continent of Africa. You're in the
Where's
continent
Togo?
of Africa.
You guys acting as if I was all the way far away. I
You
said
said
it's
Morocco.
the
You're in the
west. I said
continent.
You
it's
said
not
Hold on.
you
in
said
the
Morocco.
coastline.
You said Morocco.
No, I said in that area of Salon, and then you guys looked at me, and I was like, oh.
Salon?
Sierra
Well,
Leone.
it's technically correct, Carson.
That's
Technically.
why
I'm trying to make sure I understand, but it's not near Sierra Leone now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Though. It's the other coast.
Like, buddy.
But
And
I
then she
wasn't
said she knows
too
where Togo is.
far.
I
wasn't
doubt
too-
she even knows where Togo is.
Right next door.
What's Togo next to? Besides Benin,
You
obviously,
said
since
in
Dot told you.
Nigeria.
No, we said besides, okay, Togo is next to Nigeria.
The chocolate you're having.
Oh,
That you said you
no.
have.
You're saying Togo is next to Nigeria, eh?
That's what I'm saying. Did he just say Nigeria?
He said Benin is between Togo and Nigeria.
Okay.
And you said you knew where Togo was. Hey.
You've got to go.
I know the areas. Like, I know where it is. I didn't say like Egypt or Kenya.
Africa. It's
anything
in
like that.
Africa. Yeah,
It's in Africa. It's okay.
You're in the
West, you got
continent.
it.
You're within
You
the
got it.
continent.
You got it.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
you
got
got
it.
it. You got it.
I'm in the
It's
you
progress.
are geographically
Progress is
correct.
okay.
Yeah, geographically
It's
correct.
progress. It's okay.
All right. So okay, let's come back to Benin. The proverb. All right. It says, "You must attend to your business with the vendor in the market and not the noise of the market."
Wait, repeat that one more time, because
All these proverbs
Jesus.
that you're picking out.
That one confused me. I'm like, what?
All right. It says, "You must attend to your business with the vendor in the market and not to the noise of the market."
Oh, I got it.
I knew it. Sense boy. Sense
You must attend
scheme.
to your business. What?
You
I'm
must
gonna
attend to
answer
your
with another
business
proverb.
with the vendor in the market and not
The
to the
vendor in the
noise of the market.
What's that? What's that one song that? Who is that person who sang that one song? Is it Eminem? Something? It's shoot for the moon, but you're busy. What?
Reaching for the stars.
A lot of
Yes.
people have said that thing.
Lupe Fiasco.
I thought it was
Eh?
Eminem that sang something like that. But anyways,
Answer.
don't
I
worry
think it
about
was
the
Kanye West.
distractions.
I think it was
Focus
Kanye
on
West who
your
said something like that.
making.
Yeah.
My
Kanye
bestie
West.
is talking and you guys are interrupting. Please.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead.
Can you imagine?
What?
Imagine the likeness.
He asked us the question now. I'm trying to figure the artist.
Anywho,
Okay.
don't worry about all the distractions around.
Mhm.
Focus on the goal that you have set for yourself. Keep your
That's at
eyes
hand.
on the targets. As easy as that. Anybody that is saying their own thing is saying but their own thing.
Yep.
Well said. Keep
Agreed.
your eye on the prize. It's like that.
I agree.
It's like that. That Beats commercial where when you put your headphone in and you start cooking, and hit all your buckets, because there's no noise.
Nah, no cap. It's like, it's like listening to Lose Yourself and going into a big game. You're focused. Despite anything that goes on, you're locked in.
Yeah.
LeBron going into the playoffs, no social media, nothing, blocking out all the noise. Like these NBA analysts like to say, he's so focused, he's blocking out all the noise. Look at this
LeBron
mental
James.
toughness. LeBron James.
LeBron James.
That was actually a really good quote though. And low key it ties into this to this whole topic, today, in regards to like I feel like the people back home are focused on the noise and they're not really focused on the task and the business, right? They're letting the perception and the outside things really deviate them or distract them from what's really going on in regards to they might not be able to see exactly, what they're doing, the impact of what they're doing, et cetera, et cetera. Whereas if they just focus on their job and got it done, They might not necessarily have to worry about the stresses of, okay, I'm going to treat this person different from the next person,
Mm-hmm.
because I can get away with this more. It can just go directly to, hey, look, this is my job. This is what I'm going to do. If I'm going to take these bribes, I will take it all the way through, and I'll make sure I'll do due diligence, and I will not just judge people by their skin. I will try to know who knows who can do what, who's going to follow up with what, and just make things go smoothly. So, hey,
Man,
He
man,
said,
I'll
if
take
I'm
the
going to
bribe
take this
all the
bribe
way.
out,
you
all
know,
the way through,
you know,
whatever you do, just do it very well.
just do it.
Be good at
Like
it.
Nike, just do it.
If you're watching, but be the best partner washer.
You feel me?
Exactly.
Block out all the noise.
All the gong gong noise.
You know, if you're going to take bribes, just take bribes from everybody equally.
But
Stack your paper.
one one good thing about one good thing about being being African and having been on both sides of the coin, right? We're able to have these discussions because, for example, if I travel to Cameroon right now, I know what to expect, right? It's a given that that's gonna happen, right? Even if it means that someone stops you. Like, I mean, I was in Cameroon 2 weeks ago, right? At the airport, we're waiting for our bags. Right? Someone just brings a cart and asks you how many bags do you have? It's like they're just volunteering themselves, right?
Mhm.
And that's like their own way of hustling, right? So now it's up to you to say, okay, I don't need help, all right? But if you do accept their help, you have to at least give them something, right? Right? So
Yeah.
now, someone that's coming into Cameroon as a foreigner, to them that might be a little too forward, right?
Right.
They might see it as being too forward, and then they might then act rude. But us that we know what to expect, that okay, we know that this is someone trying to hustle for some money, and we just act accordingly. So
Yeah.
so for us, even though we know that it's all BS, even though when we meet police officers, a lot of times when they check like the car what's it called, the car registration, well, they don't even know what to look for.
Right.
Like, they open it, they don't know what they're looking for. Honestly,
Exactly.
they open it and just flip through the pages. You might have an expired registration, and they will
They
let
won't
you
even
through.
know.
They won't even know, right? And then there are times where there are few that will know what to look for, and then they'll question you. All right, but but the whole thing is, end of the day, is that they are looking for money, right? Now, the problem now is, okay, where are we failing these people? Right? When I say we, I mean the country, all right, the government, things like that. Where are we failing these people? Is it at the government level? Is it at the top? Like, do we not have the infrastructure? Do we not have the what is it? The education to train properly, or is it just they don't really care, right? So it's like, where exactly is the problem starting from? Because if we have that answer, right, we might, things can change.
I think I know where it's starting from. At the very top. But let's not go too deep into this. But I think it's come from the top because, like, the people from the top are taking care of the people at the bottom. The people at the bottom won't feel need
Do what they're
to,
doing.
do extracurricular activities to get something to feed themselves and their families.
That's the best way you could put it. Extracurricular activities.
So we'll just leave it at that. Let's not dip too deep.
There's nothing to do.
So I have a question, right?
Yeah.
I know we're looking at this from one point of view, right? How the whites get better treatment, whenever they do come back home and stuff like that. Now, being in other places, right, in a few other places and such, we do also get similar treatment as well too, if we're being fair and honest, right? Let's say, for example, we go to like Japan, for example, or even China, where they don't see us often. Like, they're not used to seeing us. There's
Right.
also that level of excitement too. There's also some of the, obviously, once you're there for a certain amount of time, you're gonna start dealing with different, discrimination
Right.
and stuff like that, which we might perceive as that, but it could also just be us not understanding the system. I'm not gonna really speak too much on that part. But I do know that we do get special treatment. We do get that excitement. We do get away with a lot of different things because we're also people that they're not familiar with, that they don't see often. Like, oh my God, you're black. Let me touch your hair. All that stuff. We take that
Yeah,
as rude, but
yeah.
that's also the excitement. But we do the same thing to white people too. We touch their hair when they come back home, but they don't take it
No.
as that,
True.
right? So,
Mm-mm.
we
That's
Who's
do
true.
touching?
It's
actually.
true.
We do
Who's
for a
touching
fact.
who's
We
hair?
do. Like the first time I saw a white person in Cameroon, I was like, oh, let me see. Why is your hair like this? As a kid, like
Yeah.
you're just curious. You don't know. And adults were doing the same thing too. And the same things happens with, when we go
Yeah.
to other places, right? So we do get that special treatment as well too. So do we think it's just an excitement thing, or is it just a deep rooted like ill will kind of thing
I just think it
where you're
depends on
gonna
the
treat your
country.
people worse?
Curiosity,
Curiosity. Which can kill the cat.
curiosity, and witchcraft combined together.
I think it depends on the country and it depends on the race. Because like
Absolutely.
I was saying, white people are just deemed as better. The closer you are to lightness, the better they just treat you. And the darker you are, the worse they treat you. So for the example of Japan and that, I think theirs is truly just excitement because it's like, wow, I've heard about black people. Um, I'm finally seeing them. But us, to white people, it's more like, wow, the savior, it's curiousness too at the same time. Don't get it twisted, but it's more like they just have a better outlook about them compared to us. So that's what I think.
And this goes way back to the days when Zingraf came to Cameroon and removed his glasses and put them down, and the plantation workers thought that he was able to
Yes.
see them, and so they kept on working very hard because, according to them, Zingraf's eyes, which were the glasses, were seeing them. And so this goes, it goes way, 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 way back.
But
the funny
yeah,
thing
K,
about that Zingraf story is that Blezo was there because he was in the Old Testament.
yo.
So Blezo,
Me and
Blezo,
Kante, me and Golo Kante.
Where. But not Kay, I think you're right in that into the fact where, like, they do get that treatment a lot more often, but we can't also discount the fact that we also get that when we go to different countries, right? If we just look at color and not nationality, if you go to like a place like DR and you tell them, hey, I'm from America, you just have a different accent, you're gonna get great treatment, not because you're white or black, it's just because where you're from. Now, if, for example, let's say if you go to a place like France where you have like a lot of like North Africans in there, they get mistreated more than the black people there because they just don't like them there. So the closer you are to lightness is not always a good thing depending on where you go. If you go to a place like Dubai, they don't care if you're white, bruh. You don't look like them. You're not getting any special treatment just for being white. They don't need that. China is the same thing. There's so many white people in China that you're not gonna get any special treatment out there. But then there's less black people, so the black person is even more favorable when they do go to a place like China or Japan as opposed to the white people. So as much as, yes, the majority of the times, the 90% of the time at least, they do get the better treatment. But let's also acknowledge the fact that the few times there are few places that we can go and also do get better treatment as well.
Let's
So I
heal the
guess-
world and make it
so-
a better place.
So I guess, Chef Carl, what you're saying is that if you want to go to any country, make sure you do your due diligence and check and see.
Ding, ding, ding. Exactly.
Make sure you check and see, what normally happens in that countries. Ask
Yeah.
questions, read reviews.
Know what you're getting into. That's
exactly before you do make the jump. But that doesn't mean that don't travel and see the world, right?
it.
Right, because in a lot of areas, right, it's only maybe a small section of people that don't necessarily, follow, the processes that are in place. But in other areas of that same country, you might still get, good, decent treatment. It's just that particular area might not be the best, which again, come back to the point of doing your research and making sure that you have all the information before you do decide to jump, head first into whatever it is you're jumping into.
Agreed. Well said.
All right. Before we
I
wrap
just wanted
this
to
up,
disagree with you, honestly.
Disagree with who?
Okay.
Okay.
with anybody.
It doesn't bother me at this point. That's why you guys don't see me arguing with him. I just keep my mouth shut because I'd rather save my peace and my breath. It's all about
Agreement
peace.
is agreement, you.
I'm telling you. She said she's
That's
not.
like
She does. It doesn't bother her, but
she
she's still
her
bothered.
mental
Am
peace
I
because
bothered
she's
if I'm
like
not saying anything?
Let me
She's
be
I'm not
careful
she,
before I
giving you
get
my
blocked.
energy because you
if
don't
you
Let me
deserve
not
my
get
energy.
blocked,
if you
though.
guys remember, she said she was looking for the higher power. She's found it. She has
Exactly.
found it. She
You
has
don't
found
deserve
it.
my energy at the end of the day, so I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
Exactly.
What?
Bless. So what was that again? Matthew 7:7.
I'm telling you.
7. No, Matthew 7:7 is you shall
Ask
receive.
and you
So
shall receive.
Okay.
I'm not asking to get blocked though. Please don't block me. I don't want to receive. Please.
I think that's the 12th commandment. If thou mess up, thou shalt get blocked.
Which one is number 11 now?
Number 11 is if thou don't have visa, thou can enter the country.
number 12 is thou shalt not look like thee.
Huh?
Man, any final thoughts?
Final thoughts you mentioned. That does not
Which
mean
kind
you
of
travel the
thoughts?
world. Little thoughts. Travel the world, see what's out there, treat each other nicely. Yeah.
Where,
And
Pastor?
share. 2024,
Pastor
man.
Blezo of the Old Testament.
Honestly, the new segment is Blesso's Corner. He has to preach something. Once,
know.
you know. Yeah.
Nah, it doesn't sound right though. Blezo's corner. It's Carson's corner. It just rolls off the tongue
Yeah.
nicely.
Carson is just trying to find a way to just escape.
Yeah.
Escape.
It's not
To wiggle
happening.
his way
Yeah.
out.
It's not happening anytime soon. Blezo's
Bruh,
corner.
I've suffered enough.
You want me to be giving you preachings and motivational
I'm telling you.
speeches? Just do it. In life.
By the way, if you want to go to any country that has the best food, the best
Cameroon?
landscape, best babes, best roads, airport that has AC, Cameroon is calling for you.
Airport that has AC.
Cameroon is calling for
best
you.
roads.
You know.
Where?
Yes.
The same Cameroon
Me,
I
I'm
went
still
to, I
stuck on
entered
the
a car.
AC part.
Roads. I went to Cameroon and I entered a taxi and I was going to showing the taxi man the direction. They were saying, turn there, turn right, turn right. Me, I'm looking for the road that they're showing the taxi man to turn. Seeing rocks. I'm not seeing road. I'm wondering where is people turning? What's turning to? Where is it? And the taxi man is seeing the road. We're just doing this roller coaster. Just oh my god. And you're talking about best roads. And then
Even said,
DC,
didn't I hear
airport.
there's a gas shortage in Cameroon?
It was like 2 days. We have gas. We have petrol. We have everything. Okay.
Oh,
Calm
from
it
what I
down.
heard, it was longer than 2 days. Or
No. It was just
2 days.
It was in Yaoundé, the whole capital.
This
But there's a reason why they say Cameroon is Africa miniature.
It's got
Africa
everything.
in miniature. It has everything.
by whole continents.
Exactly. We have it all, right? So Cameroon is calling for you. Visit Cameroon. But a peace country can never carry last.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
Yes. And we'll go to
Yeah,
Ivory
this
Coast and
is
win.
Africa.
And we'll go to Ivory Coast and win the African Nations Cup.
There are 8 continents, and Cameroon is one of them.
Bars.
Show me.
That's Carson dropping knowledge for you guys.
Come
Okay.
on now.
Free game.
No kizzy. No kizzy.
What's that one?
Be here with it. No kizzy now. No cap. No kizzy. Come on.
Oh,
Who
sorry.
said
Get with the
that?
times.
Please.
Get with the times.
Stop
Get with the
trying to be
times.
young.
Hey, where? Hey, hey, just because I disagree with you doesn't mean you have to come for me every chance. Jesus, let me breathe.
Why I'm
First she said
breathing?
I was 32 or 33 or whatever. All right.
I said 32. It's not far
I think
from your
my
age.
age.
You're turning 31. It's okay.
Hey, every year counts, just so you know. One day when you get to this point, you'll be doing the same thing I'm doing. No worries.
No,
Just
I
wait.
will. Because I wouldn't care to be
He said,
trying
God
to be
forbid.
young.
No
Happy she's
kizzy.
saying this thing now.
That's some brand name.
That's
Yeah,
good.
sign us
Brown.
out.
Because I'll be lying about my age anyways, so it doesn't matter.
You see?
Whether you are
see?
30 or 22, or is that Cameroon is the best country in the world and you can't
You
visit
feel
it.
me? And
That's
it's no kizzy.
and
That's
and
what
that's
Mary
on
had
low.
in Little
That's
Lamb.
the best little lamb.
And that's on Lil Branham.
Lil Branham.
Oh, Brown.
Lil
Damn though.
Branham.
Damn though. Damn
Where's
though.
that to say this one? Lil Branham. Damn.
Damn though.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. This has been a good little topic about, I mean, if you have a bike, please. Africa is very safe. Take your bike. If you want to start in Morocco and go to Benin, by all means, do
Kada.
it. If you want to take your bike from Cameroon, where Nangfang from Cameroon and go to South Africa, by all means.
That
By all
I
means.
haven't heard that in so long. Jesus. Hey, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. You know, I went in Cameroon. I went and saw Nangfang. He put up to pick me up and said,
He said, nah. Did you go on? Did you go?
Of
You rode
course,
it?
nah.
Welcome
Nah.
to Nangfang Moto. Yeah. Just
Anyway.
Tommy's Road.
Yeah. Anyway, like Blezo said, Africa, beautiful continent. There's so much that it has to offer. So whether you're going traveling by plane, by car, by boat, by ship, by bike, just be careful. Follow all the rules in every country because the rules are different. But just be very safe, be very careful, and take care of yourself. This has been podcast. My good people, we have Chef Carl, Carson's Corner, Queen K,
Hey, where?
and we have Shoko Blezo. I'm your boy Bell. It's been fun. Catch you guys in the next time.
Allah.
Yes.
Tommy's Road.
Don't attend to the noise of the markets.
Very important.
Just focus on the person.